Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a thrash update. I got some cool stuff here for sure, and highly recommend you checking out some of the not so well-known bands. Today I am highly sporting some Creator. Got a long sleeve, Terrible Certainty shirt in from, I think, Earache Records. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. That's upside down. Fuck me. But yes, let's get into this. First thing up, pretty cool stuff. If you got one of the old Metalhead boxes, you may have got this in it. But this is Night Fear with Crypt Azzam. It's their 2017 EP with some demo stuff on there, I think. Yeah, it's got some demo material on there. If you don't know who Night Fear is, it's they're a kind of thrashing, blackened death with some punk influence type metal. Overall, really good stuff for sure. They formed, I think, in early 2015 because later that year they put out their first demo, and they're from Pennsylvania, USA. At least that's what I think PA stands for, Pennsylvania. But yeah, they're really good. Just kind of like your local kind of indie act band. You might know one of the members, that being Brandon from the Scourge Vinyl channel. So that's pretty cool. And they released it on the Black Market Metal label, which, you know, is getting some pretty decent, exposure as of late, especially through the Metalhead box. So I kind of got this aftermarket, I guess. You know, I didn't get it with my Metalhead box. I kind of talked to them and asked them if they had any copies left, and they did. So definitely wanted to get a copy of this for myself because it was really good. And like I said, just really neat kind of like black and thrash metal with the odd punk and death metal element. And that fucking logo is pretty sick too. Very, very DIY, but very cool too. But yeah, it's just kind of a 5-track EP with four songs from their demo included on here. I cannot wait to see what they do for a full length or maybe a second follow-up demo. Really enjoy it. So yeah, check it out. Night Fear with Crypt Azzam. Alright, next is another kind of aftermarket black metal or aftermarket Metalhead box kind of item that I didn't get with my box. I kind of also ordered this afterwards. This is Wraith with Heed the Warning. This is their 2018 album. They are a blackened kind of thrash band with some punky influences from Indiana in the USA. They started out in 2016, and they have just kind of like I think a demo and an EP prior to this. The EP is self-titled and it's from 2017. Another cool thing about this is that Joel Grind from Toxic Holocaust kind of had his hands on it a bit. I think he did some production or mastering or something. Yeah, mastered by Joel Grind. So that's pretty cool. I don't know why they have it twice on here. Maybe they really want to like get it into your head that it was mastered by Joel Grind. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Basically sounds like fucking Toxic Holocaust to me with like their own kind of slight unique twist for sure. I might have to track down that self-titled EP from 2017, see if I can find it somewhere, maybe on Discogs eventually. But you should definitely check this out if you have not already heard of them through the the Metalhead box videos and whatnot. But yep, great kind of black and thrashing metal band with some punky influences here and there. Alright, next is a classic, but I've never mentioned them on my channel before, so I'm going to talk about them a bit here. This is the debut album by Metal Church. It's their self-titled 1984 album. This is pretty good stuff. I mean, it's not like 100% thrash. It's got some heavy metal. It's got some power metal elements here and there as well. But it does have like the odd pinch of thrash here and there. So I figured it would be worth including in my, thrash metal updates. Otherwise, I would have no idea where the fuck to put this. But hey, anyways, if for whatever reason you don't know who Metal Church is, they're like I said, they're a thrash metal band. I'm pretty sure from the States. I didn't actually check that part out. I'm pretty sure they're from the States, though. From Elektra Records, so probably from the States. And they've got like a whole fuck ton of albums. They've got 12 albums. They started out in 1980. Don't know if I said that already. But a neat little interesting fact about these guys. Apparently, Lars from Metallica used to play with them around 1981, basically around their Red Skies demo era before, you know, moving to LA and joining Metallica. So that's interesting to know that, you know, Lars kind of fucked around with these guys for a bit before moving on. But yeah, so anyways, I checked this out like a while back and had to get a copy. It's pretty good. I don't really know too much about the other albums. Like I said, they've got 12 other albums, so it's a bunch of material to go through if you know, weren't born in like 1970 or something and grew up listening to this stuff. So yeah, I might get more depending on what it sounds like. I enjoyed this one for what it was, so if they have any more albums that kind of sound like this one or heavier, I'll probably eventually get it. So check it out if you're into thrash or just, you know, traditional heavy metal at all. He does that kind of like high voice every now and then, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's Metal Church, self-titled album from 1984. And that's not going to stay. Oh, it is going to stay. Good. Alright. So, next up on the list is one I really don't have to talk about too much, so thank God for that. This is Testament with the first album, Legacy. And you probably already know, but before they're, you know, called Testament, they called themselves Legacy, and then they ended up switching the band name for whatever reason. This says 1987 on the back. I don't know if that's when this album came out, but maybe. Let me know in the comments on Megaforce Records. There's the inside there. It's kind of a boring Atlanta Records, I guess, issue disc. And then the band there with some awful haircuts. Like that mullet is just awful. Does that say explicit lyrics? Yeah, right. Maybe explicit for the 80s. But yeah, I've listened to this one. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the one that comes after this that I already have in my collection somewhere, but it's slipping my mind what it's called. Holy fuck. The New Order? Yeah, The New Order. The New Order is definitely a step in a better direction for Testament, but this is still pretty good. This is still a classic kind of 80s sounding thrash. There's just not too many like memorable, like groovy riffs to me. It's just kind of like speed thrash, just kind of just fast and aggressive, and not really too many like hooks or whatever. Maybe I'll give it another couple of more listens. I've only listened to it like 3 or 4 times in full, but it's still good. Definitely worth getting. I enjoy it, and it's like where Testament began. So yeah, it's Testament with the Legacy. All right, second last one here. We went from the first album to the newest album. This is Brotherhood of the Snake. Now, if I had to choose between this and the Legacy, I might have to choose this. Like it's pretty good. It's not like 80s style thrash anymore, but it's heavy. It's got some pretty heavy stuff in it. I'm not a big fan of the fucking digibook thing, but whatever. It is what it is. It's probably just going to deteriorate on my shelf because that's what paper does after a while. It just kind of slowly deteriorates. But yeah. These things should come with one of those like resealable plastic sheets. Like if you're gonna do like a digibook, like come on, like you gotta save that shit from the dust and time. Otherwise, it's gonna fuck up. But anyways, this was an alright album. Like they had some pretty decent hooks in it. There's some pretty decent like riffage. There's some songs on here that are kind of cringy, like Cannabusiness, talking about like I don't know, fighting for cannabis rights and just really cringy shit on there. I don't know. And then they got Blackjack talking about poker games. I don't know. Just some of the stuff on here is really off topic because some of them are pretty good, like Seven Seals, Stronghold, Brotherhood of the Snake, The Pale King, Centuries of Suffering, Neptune's Spear. Like, those all sound like it would fall in line with an album called Brotherhood of the Snake. But yes, some of the other ones not so much. Like Can of Business and Blackjack just seem random and out of place. But whatever. I mean, I guess when you got to fill space on an album, you put up whatever on there. But not their best album, but probably not their worst. So check it out. It's worth getting. The whole idea of a Brotherhood of Snake cult kind of is neat to me, so that part kind of speaks to me a bit. Anyways, really heavy album, not like super 80s thrash sounding at all. There's some like groove, there's some melody, there's some thrash elements, there's maybe even some death metal elements here and there too, probably guitar wise, not vocal wise. It's still just dude doing what he does for the most part. Some maybe melodic vocals as well, but once again, worth getting. That's Testament with Brotherhood of the Snake. And the last one, to kind of go with what I'm wearing here, sort of, Creator's new album, and a giant digibook again. So yeah, this is Gods of Violence. Pretty good, gotta say. Like, it's still Creator sounding like whatever the dude wants to sound like. Sometimes he sounds thrashy, sometimes he's got like a slight death metal growl to him. Sometimes there's some sort of melodic vocals, but yeah, opens up like this. There's a live and whacking disc there. I don't know, maybe they sound better live. I doubt it, but maybe they do. Yeah, Whackin' 2014. And has a bunch of their old songs on there too, so that's cool. Phantom Antichrist, Endless Pain, Pleasure to Kill, Hordes of Chaos, Enemy of God, Violent Revolution, Flag of Hate. Yeah, so it's definitely quite a mix of different era Creator stuff for the live thing. So anyways, some pretty decent tracks on here too. Like Satan is Real, I like that one. Apocalypticon, I don't remember if that's the intro track or not. World War Now, Gods of Violence. Hail to the Hordes is a really good track. I like Hail to the Hordes. Death Becomes My Light. Yeah, so anyways, pretty decent Creator album. Not like super old school thrash. There's actually some like almost brutal death metal elements with the guitar and some of the kicks at points too. So it's a really heavy kind of death metal-y feel to some of the thrash element, you know, for a thrash metal thrash metal band. Sorry. But yeah, if you're wondering whether you need to check out the new Creator or not, I would say yes. It's probably on the higher, you know, level of good albums. It's probably better than a couple of their middle era albums, because I know Marty Worm was not too impressed with some of the stuff that Creator was doing up until like a certain point, and then he heard Gods of Violence, and he's like, yep, need to get back into Creator again. So yeah, if you're looking for a reason to get back into them, that's probably a good place to, you know, jump on and maybe start going backwards in their discography. Anywho, that's it. That's my fat stack of fucking thrash metal for today. Really cool stuff. You've probably already heard the Testament and Creator stuff, but definitely make sure you check out Wraith with Heed the Warning, and make sure you check out Night Fear with Crypt Azzam. Looking forward to more stuff in the future from those bands, definitely. So, yeah, thanks for watching. For Glory, for the Rebellion, Slammerella out. Alright, lighting, check. Looking like an asshole, check.